not. That is not the phrasing I will use.
What's the phrasing you're going to use?
I don't know yet. It's ad-libbing for me.
Louis got like the next Easter egg. You know that, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember him saying that about CC. That nobody uses it, so it's all right.
You guys ready?
People pay for it.
Am I doing the intro or are you doing the intro?
It's a great question.
Give the people what they want, George. Go ahead.
Whoa. Welcome to May the Zoo Be With You, the weekly podcast where we discuss all things flesh and blood, Metazoo, D-Spirits, and many, many more. Genesis to 1K. We are here with the people's champion himself, the one, the only, Louis.
Thank you.
The people's champion-ish. And the best single store in the market today, the owner of Midtown Merchant, Metazoo Merchant, Genesis Merchant, D-Spirit Merchant, and every other merchant you can name, Mitchell Murray.
Thank you, sir.
And I, of course, am the proud owner of Compete Sport, the one you all came to see, the real people's champion, really. I am George, owner of FleshAndBlood.com. where we don't sell boxes. But my road to national, I think, is still up for sale, even though it's been over for a couple weeks. Welcome, everybody, to May the Zoo Be With You.
What's up, everyone? How you guys doing?
I genuinely mean this. I think George does a better job.
Of course.
George, of course he does. He's way more prideful. He likes us way more than I like us.
That's actually probably true.
I get it.
This is George's favorite part of the week. So, you got to give him something.
I'll be honest. Going to my arcades once a week to look at the returns, that's really my favorite part of the week. This is a distant second. I love y'all, but not that much.
Oh, man.
Rev share 101.
So here we are, guys. We got a podcast. We are talking about some good stuff. This has been a really good.
This has been a good week.
It's been a good week
for TCGs, for all the things.
D-Spirit's coming up.
We are not pumping D-Spirit, everyone.
No, this is all a joke. This is a joke.
They sent me a booster pack.
I have literally.
Oh, they sent you one? Am I not good enough?
Stuff.
Did they not know about the D-Spirit Merchant that they didn't send you one?
I haven't opened it yet, but this is kind of a joke pump. We haven't actually looked at it. We'll pump it if we like it.
The only thing I'm pumping is My Hero Academia to 1K and Mondo 1K. Let me be very clear here.
There we go.
And Genesis.
No, we don't want Genesis to go to
That's
1K. Did you even watch the interview? We don't want it to go to 1K. We want it to people.
That's fair. But we have to print enough boxes.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
I feel like if
look
I
at the previous print
1K,
runs.
Assad will just hire a hitman on me, and I'm not about that action, boss.
I don't want Assad to kill you. That's fair. But all print runs were below 1,000 boxes. So
yeah, Genesis will hit 1K way before Monarch does, and I don't know how to handle my life.
All right, can we tell the people what they're going to be listening to now?
So we're going to start off, of course, with the only real news that mattered this week. Louis getting curb stomped live on stream in the ultimate pit fight.
Oh my gosh.
I want you to know, Louis, I blame two things for your just disastrous defeat.
Kano?
First, I was rooting for you.
Yeah, that should never happen.
Second, you were using the wrong playmat.
Yeah, I know.
Those two things combined.
Wait. He didn't use the right playmat?
No.
I was using my playmat. I was pumping my own playmat instead of George's playmat that's also not for sale.
Man, pride is an awful thing, isn't it, Louis?
You were trying to sell something. Mine is organic. Mine is from the soul. Yours is pumped.
You're trying to pump it up.
Playmat. I don't sell them.
There you go.
It's like flesh and blood boxes to me.
So we're going to talk about spoiler season and the spoilers that came out. We're going to talk about social media because LSS has upped their social media game.
LSS killed it this week.
And we're going to talk
did.
We're going to talk about 2,000 stores joining the Flesh and Blood train, which is awesome.
And I got some inside scoop on that one.
Ooh, I like it.
I like juicy scoops.
Found out in between Mick playing around with his computer and coming back on. So it's really all thanks to Mick having the world's worst computer.
Good job, Mitch.
It's a great computer. I blame it on software.
Well, let's talk about the stream first. I My favorite part of the stream, my entire favorite part of the stream was the day after in Wall Street when somebody said Louis really wanted to win, and George said, yeah, I was really surprised.
I was worried about your health. I know that much salt can be bad for your heart. And I was like, oh my God, this man's going to have a heart attack live on stream.
Yeah,
I need to go back and watch it.
It was pretty bad. I don't have any regrets.
You got double teamed, yeah?
Yeah, which is fine. I don't have any regrets. I don't feel like I said anything. I definitely regret wearing the wizard outfit because you couldn't see my facial expressions with the words that I was.
I think that's probably actually for the best part. That was the hardest part about our 24-hour stream that we did, was seeing your face like slowly deteriorate, and I could just see like you just like stared off, and I was like, he's gone. So
no, but like my face was this big in my screen, and I had a wizard outfit on. And like I was
a lot of hair.
I was certainly salty, but like, you know, your facial expression gives off the like, I'm salty, but it's all okay. And that never happened.
My only regret was I only got in one Yo Mama joke. I should have just actually pulled up a bunch of them so I could just hit them all rapid fire. Like, and I do apologize to Kellen and DM Armada for only having one Yo Mama joke ready to roll.
I have never wanted to win something that much in my life.
I
don't know if you guys know this, but I am the 2003 North Canton Little League champion. I pitched in the final game of it went into triple overtime it went into 9 innings instead of 6, and I pitched the last 3 innings, and I wanted to win this more than I cared about that when I was 12.
Wow.
So that's about the level of maybe that's why I got banned from Facebook, because they said I was under 13.
Well, in fairness, you were banned because you supported something that maybe is not very PC.
I didn't do anything. I got hacked.
I don't know. I just know that there is a flag of one of our sworn enemies that is on your face.
I got hacked, everyone. Please do not think that I identify with those things. Anyway, so
I missed it. And I just feel bad for not checking your profile afterwards.
I really wanted it to be my profile pic, I'll be honest.
Yeah. So I thought the stream was okay. I think I do think we had some salty chats going on, and like
you know what?
That was a little frustrating.
Oh, stop it! If I was nice, I was nicer to them than I ever am to you, Louis. That's all I'll tell you. If they can handle,
but people can't handle George.
If you can handle me saying your mom is so fat that she sits on a rainbow and Skittles come out, you don't deserve to be on the stream.
That's actually probably true. If you can't handle that joke,
I'm not talking.
That's been since middle school.
Yeah, like that's an oldie and a goodie, right? When your mom is so fat, when she sits around the house, she sits around the house. Okay,
man. Poor George.
Anyway, I think if I could do some things differently, I would not have talked.
You could have won.
I would not have talked as much absolute crap that I was talking. I mean, every single day I sent them a message at like 1 a.m. and it was like, guys, I just got done practicing. You better show up ready. I played one game.
I think my favorite chat ever in Discord was on your stream when everybody lists out all the damage that was dealt to you, and then DM Ramada just comes in and says direct quotes that you texted them about how much trash you were talking. I'm not gonna lie, I viewed the match a little bit differently after that context, Louis. You might have deserved this loss. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. What's funny to hear you talk trash.
Oh man, no. So like my theory was like they're gonna come in and like they're gonna not think that I'm gonna know how to play wizard, which is 100% true, right? Like
nobody does.
No clue. And like I had the road to nationals on Saturday. I had my basement flooded on Tuesday. Like
WrestleMania Saturday night.
WrestleMania. So like my life was like not in a good place. And so I was like, I can't practice.
My life was falling apart, so I had to trash talk.
So I was like, instead of actually learning wizard, I'm gonna make them think that I really learned wizard, and then they're gonna show up with 3 null rune each, and then I'm not gonna be playing any wizard cards, which is exactly what happened. Which was a huge win for me. But then the inherent trash talk that went into making that happen made it that like they thought I was gonna actually be able to kill them. So,
the funny thing too is, I mean, they have substantially more subscribers than you.
Yeah,
which is totally fine.
You guys did not do your darn job if you're watching this podcast. You did not share this thing 3 times and get all those jokers to subscribe to Louis. I blame all of you.
You were the underdog.
I hit 4K today.
So much trash. Dude, that's huge. Congrats.
You're welcome.
George is like, whatever. I carried you there. That's not true, but we'll let George feel it. I think the thing that's interesting though is didn't they both start a podcast together? So like you're already the underdog, and then they're already doing a podcast together. So like
a podcast together?
Yeah,
it's the Players podcast.
Players podcast.
It's good. It's really good.
They're talking about the players. Yeah.
They have a guest on every week.
Yeah. We don't have a guest on every week. We just have George.
We just have George.
That's all you need. How many viewers do they get? How many viewers do you get for your podcast?
It doesn't matter. That means nothing. The only thing that matters
we do get
in this
some
world,
listens.
The only thing that matters in this world, it was me winning that game on Friday night, and it didn't win, and it was sad. I do want to say,
play again. Do you think you're going to use the Wall Street playmat, or are you going to lose again?
I'll probably just play my playmat and try to sell. I think I sold one of them, so at least I made $30 off of the whole thing. So
it wasn't a complete loss. I sold one playmat, guys.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
I think the biggest sadness, the saddest part of it wasn't losing. The saddest part of it was people feeling like Ultimate Pit Fight sucks because it was like a targeted thing. I have to say, like usually in Ultimate Pit Fight, you don't play with 3 players. You usually play with 5. And like that makes it really different. And usually you're not playing with the guy. Usually the guy that's playing the number 1 hero in the format isn't talking all the crap and like getting everyone to attack them. So
what we need to do is then just throw George and I into the mix, and we'll make you look exponentially better.
That'd be great.
And give awesome. George Kano.
Oh gosh. But I think I'd be okay with George talking Yo Mama jokes as we just blow him up and demolish him and knock him out first. I think it was a genius move on Ellis's part. I think it was a really cool way to start
this week.
I think it was a really cool way to start the spoiler.
They've done great this week.
I'm biased because I'm one of the 3, but I don't think you could pick 3 better content creators of like the followers. Like there's content creators that would be really good. I think like Joey from Sonar. Like those guys are all awesome. Joey, like I think with the following and like whatever like that we have, like it just makes sense. But like I just think it was fun. I think it was a lot of fun. I think it was something that we should do regularly. It could be cool to do like 4 or 5 person one. Like if they pick it next year and they say, hey, let's do a 5-person Ultimate Pit Fight with more content creators. Yeah, George wants in on that. We could do it. We could do an Ultimate Pit Fight with the 3 of us. That could be a fun stream. Yeah, that could be next week's podcast. Anyway, I think it was cool to see the whole community come together for like this whole competition, and then like the next. I mean, I don't love that I only had like 12 minutes to put together my spoiler video, but part of that was because of my road to nationals anyway. But then when we transitioned over and seeing everybody in the comment sections of the live stream going from video to video was so cool. Like it was just such a really cool way to do things, and I really appreciate it. I did not switch sections, Louis. I was with you till your bitter defeat. I want you to know that, buddy. I went down with the ship. I like it. I'm Team George. I like it. Cool. So yeah, what do you guys think about the spoilers? We got some spoilers. It's not just about Louis' defeat. That's mainly why I wanted to talk about this. I'll be honest with you guys. But it's a great segue. Yeah. So we have Elemental now. Good, thank you. Nobody. Ooh, you did get a cold foil, Lexi. Nice. Yeah, they sent us all. We each got foils. One. That's awesome. Yeah. How does Shiver looks like it'd be really good in cold foil. Yeah, I haven't looked at them. I actually mine were delayed because of COVID. They got caught up in Australia, so I just got mine in 10 minutes ago. Actually, nice, but perfect. They look amazing. The Guardian border looks so good. I love the Aria border. Like the Bravo cold foil has been one of my favorites. Sorry, I called it Guardian. It is not Guardian. It is Aria. The region. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. Yeah. So what do you guys think? What are your thoughts? I'm kind of stoked. I think we see the direction where non-rotating sets come from. I mean, if you just keep expanding into talents, into miscellaneous talents,
it gets really interesting. I'm curious to see how it'll evolve, and I'm actually more curious what's going to happen after Tales. Like, it's going to be more elements. Is it going to be, like, are you going to have like an elemental shadow wizard? Like, is it going to like build into like this compounded thing now, or is it just going to be like elemental and then like light and dark over here and all these different
like return to Tales of Aria and it adds two more elements? Yeah,
or maybe like you get like or like, can you have compounding talents like shadow and elemental, or like light elemental? Like that could be intense too.
That'd be cool.
So I don't know. I'm curious to see how the talent pool plays out. I think the only thing that I'm concerned about is how does this scale out over time? Like, is each set going to be like its own independent thing? And if you wanted to play, like if I need to go grab some elemental thing from, let's say they introduce more elements and they compound in each other, right? Like, am I going to have to go to this other set to grab these elemental generic cards to pull into this set? I'm curious to kind of see how it all kind of comes together. And knowing, I would say that the strengths for LSS are on game development. So I'm sure they've already thought through at least the roadmap of where this is headed. And I'm curious to see how it all continues to play together and play nice together.
Yeah. I think when James White said in the video or in a interview, he said something in terms of like, this was the most fun set for the team to draft.
Yeah. That's what I've heard him say.
It's got to have something to do with the way that the elements work with the heroes, right? Like, and we don't know the rest of the heroes, but like, I think it's really cool to see, like, maybe you can draft just the essence of ice and lightning. You could draft just a lightning Lexi or just an ice Lexi, right? Like, that could be a really cool way to like change your draft. And that might be really an interesting thing. So I think draft is going to be huge in this set. I think there's going to be people who like have never drafted before who hear about how much fun it is and want to go and do that. So that'll be good for Unlimited, I think.
Also, we didn't talk about your video, your spoiler video, and your epic bard song.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
I forgot. You
mean you didn't hear it?
Yeah.
You don't.
What do you mean? Do we want you to sing it? Of course.
The full-length album's coming out later.
Do you have it queued up for us?
I don't.
Are you just going to have a different song for every like class? Maybe a ranger video.
Like I said, I didn't have a ton of time to do the video, so like I literally wrote that while I didn't. I mean, I've wrote it. It's like not that good of a song, so like this isn't like.
I mean, knowing that you did that video in like 20 minutes.
The microphone up. It was more than that. It took me 4 hours. But I started and I hit record and I just started making up lines until things rhymed. And somebody mentioned, like, they were like, "Hey, I love that you rhymed these two things that don't rhyme at all." I said, "Yeah, that's
you're basically like Eminem, really."
Yeah,
like, you're basically like Eminem.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying you've never seen
your hat. You already got your hat backwards.
You've never seen me and Eminem in the same room, right?
Yeah, you got your street cred right there. Your hat's backward. You're ready to rock.
There is nothing more nerve-wracking than watching yourself sing horrible. I'm not a good singer, obviously. There's nothing more horrible than watching yourself sing in front of 650 people watching you on a live stream.
That makes a lot of sense.
Sitting next to your wife and she hadn't seen the video yet.
There are moments of shame that I have, or like embarrassment. And like my wife sitting next to me, like she's seen me stream before and she's just sitting there in embarrassment of me. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
She was like, "What were you thinking?" I was like, "I don't know. I just did it."
Does your wife ever ask like, "Who the hell did I marry?" Does that ever like come up?
My poor wife, man. My poor wife. She's such a jerk.
Bless our wives.
So like I needed another minute in my video. I did my spoiler and it was like 3 minutes long. And I was like, "Oh crap. Like I can't." So then I was like, everyone wants a bard. Why don't I bring a bard in? That's how that all worked.
And there was everybody in the chat was like, "I knew it. I knew they were going to do a bard." And you like texted us. You're like, "How does like a bard work in battle? Like, what do they do?" You know,
that's
like
when I texted you. I said, "Will LSS be mad at me if they do release a bard after?"
It's part of the classes.
If I make fun, no, it's not. It's part of the. It's part of the.
It's in the book.
It's part of the occupations. I think it is.
Okay. There's a game in Steam called like Chivalry or something where you can be a bard and you go around like a battleground and you just hit people with the main wood. Awesome. And it works. It's like the most tilted thing is just to get whacked by a musical instrument.
I'm sure the comment section is pointing this out. This is the longest that George has ever gone without talking on our podcast.
I don't even know what to do right now. George doesn't have anything to add. He's like, what am I supposed to talk about here?
Great.
George, what do you think?
How do you feel about the next set?
I think my phone's going crazy. I think my players were super pumped about it. My players were super pumped mainly because it's a draft set, and my store drafts. Store drafts. I'll bet you 90+% of our events are draft for everything. So that's really exciting. It was a weird week for me. It happened last time with Monarch too. 15 seconds after the first spoiler, my phone blows up with these incredible game designers on Discord and Facebook who have told me that this card is overpowered and how this will break the game. And I know they're geniuses because I'm sure they're all James White in incognito disguises. And I just feel like telling them, have they produced an overpowered card yet? Drone was this weird one-off thing that, you said, this weird quirk.
Edge case, yeah.
I mean, it didn't, other than that, every hero, except for Shibe, suck it, you two, has won a road to nationals.
Why are you telling me to suck it? I was the last one to buy a Shibe.
Did Levia win one?
Last week, y'all didn't believe in me that Shibe could win a road to nationals because she's a young hero.
I don't think Levia's won one, but I think they did top 4.
Levian did top 4. Bravo won one.
I guess I think there's always some, I've had a lot to say about LSS, but their game design has never been one of them. Their game is the best game, in my opinion. Their balance is by far better than anybody else. I have faith it'll be a good set. I do.
Absolutely.
I have lost no faith in the game as gameplay goes. I think the game is still amazing. I think my store will do well with it. I think we'll draft it a lot. I think people will love it. Nothing I saw changes that opinion, frankly. I don't think it's overpowered. I trust James White more than I trust myself to make a balanced game, frankly. It's not remarkably close. I frankly trust him more than the idiots on Discord who message me being like, you see, the game is dead. This card is OP. And I'm like,
it's you haven't even seen the other heroes.
You have no idea the context of the set.
It's one card. It's been out for 5 minutes. And you already know it's going to win everything.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what they said about Prism. And Prism hasn't been,
she won really early on. But then once people found how to play around her, they're like, oh, yeah, you just do these things.
Everyone thought Prism was going to be the boogeyman, and now Chain's the boogeyman. And when Chain was spoiled, everyone was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Yeah,
you know what I mean, people.
But he was the most fun to play for me initially.
The only card that I think you can make a good case is overpowered is Shiana. That's the only card that I think we can all say that card is too good.
Command and Conquer just got a lot better though.
Yeah.
Which is the Command and Conquer price continuously going up is something that I do think LSS might eventually have to address.
Maybe they reprint it in the set.
It could be in the set.
That'd be great. I'd be
totally fine. $100 Majestic is brutal.
I would not be surprised if it's in the set.
Especially if we have Arsenal heavy cards.
Yeah. It makes sense to put it in the set. Or something else that works
like it. Yeah.
That might even be better.
Yeah. I'm excited about it. They look good. I'll say that. LSS has really good art. The art was really good again.
Oh yeah.
And it's funny. This made me go back to look at my Monarch set, and Monarch I think had the best art of any set. What do you? What does it look for? What?
No,
I love Crucible War way too much.
You really do. You're extremely biased against that set, and I think it just keeps tanking. And you're like, Cruda.
No, I've never tried to pump Crew
pump up it up.
False.
My name's Louie.
Crew doesn't need artificially pumped.
It does now.
It's already been pumped.
How much did Crew drop this week? I saw some cold foils drop 20, 30%.
Yeah, just in my market update. It's not very good.
That's every set for the record. It's not just Crew.
It'll be interesting. I haven't seen the reaction on the market to Lexi. Even from the beginning, we haven't seen the
Ranger cards went way up this week.
Yeah,
that is big.
This week
they've already started going up.
Yeah,
and I think they're going to continue to see increase.
I want you to know. Shout out to one of my local players. He has only ever played Ranger. I want to give this dude like the biggest pat on the back. He was at my store yesterday. I wanted to give that dude a hug because I'm like, help is on the way, brother. And like this dude has played Azalea every single week in every single tournament we've had.
She's
like,
one of my favorite mechanics.
I am so happy that like they're going to give that the power that it needs, and I hope he dominates my store for the next 6 months.
Well, we don't know if we're getting the power. We can hope, though.
No, I mean, like again, like
she's definitely going to be more powerful, but I'm not sure.
Right on this stuff, like I mean, like I've been very critical, obviously, of their business practices, but like their game have had no problems with. Like their game has never been an issue.
Right. Which you've all said is the hardest part to do, right?
Like, it's way harder. It's way harder to make a good game than a good business. Way harder.
And this is like probably a great segue into like what we've noticed they've started doing really well this week. I mean, they're crushing on social media.
Social media killed it because they mistagged Louis, and I thought that was a really good dig at him. And I really, really liked that because I think like it further confirms that James White hates me. And that's been my mantra since Monarch. And I just want to give them a shout out for confirming that for me.
Listen. This is 100% Louis' fault and 0%.
Oh, I know.
No, it's Louis' fault.
Wait! You shot yourself in the foot and gave him the wrong tag?
No, I didn't give him any tag. They tagged at KitchenTableTCG, which I should have a social media presence on KitchenTableTCG, and it was just at Lou number 4, so I changed it, but it still doesn't work.
You're doing great, Paul.
But it's okay.
All jokes aside, they did a good. They've
been ramping up. They're ramping up the socials.
And I will say this, and this is where I go off on these numbskulls. I had people message me saying, "Don't you think their Instagram post could be better?" And I just responded with 2 words: "Shut up."
Yeah.
Like you guys, like, and I mean this. Like this was my argument against people complaining about the Japanese printing. You don't have the right to complain. Hey, they're not doing this. They do this. Then you're like, why would they do that? Like, why would they do? Like, if you're saying, why aren't you engaging with the community more through social media, and they do it, shut the hell up. Like, they've done what we've asked. They've listened. They're improving. That's good. They deserve credit. I'm sure nobody from LSS listens to this podcast. I hope they have better things to do. But if they do, for some reason, stumble onto this podcast, you're doing a great job this week. Like, you got social media down. You made Louis lose his tournament. Those are the 2 big things that we were looking for this week, and you delivered on both of them. And I appreciate it.
Now, we do need to give Louis some wins soon, because if not, the poor guy, I don't know how long he's going to stick around.
I hope that the fable this time is a Louis backwards hat, and he never pulls one.
It's called a Louis cap.
Yeah.
Listen, I
like, and everybody, and DM Armada opens up 15 hot cases. Every card in the box.
All right, let's keep it real. DM Armada does need some good first edition cases. That guy,
he pulled 0 legendaries in like 3 cases, I think.
I mean, I mean this, like LSS listened, and like I love how like and I do feel bad for them about this, right? Like their posts were fine, is what I would expect from a Twitter and Instagram post. I didn't go look at this and go like, oh, like they're not like my posts where it's like foggy potato phone looking at like something that nobody can figure out what the hell's going on.
That's about right.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a good post, and like they deserve credit.
Yeah, so I don't want this to become like, hey, we're giving LSS a rating every week. Like that seems ridiculous to me. But I will say
they get an A this week.
It's frustrating. Like the only thing that matters to me is like here's where we are, and this is where we need to go. And as long as this is going this way, that's a huge win to me.
Yeah.
Like as long as we are improving, and like
effort.
I think, one of the things that I loved, they put an article out, and we'll talk about the 2000 stores here soon. But they put an article out. And I think in the article they even mentioned how many staff members they have, and that was kind of an eye-opening thing for me of like, okay, we have to remember that like LSS is growing in a different way, and like their game is growing maybe faster than they are growing as a organization.
1000%. Yeah,
and like there's some things that just like, okay, we need to just start moving on. You don't need to make 50 posts a day. You just need to be posting, right? Like consistently. You don't need to have like a million great photos.
Like,
you know
what you just said is exactly right, Louis. If they're going from here to here, you're doing what you need to do. Like I'm not asking you to compete with Mike to do 15 at everyone posts a day. That's Mike's thing.
Right.
Like that's not what I need from you. Like, if Mike stopped doing that, I'd be worried because that's his thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But like, they're doing what they need to do to improve their social media game, and they deserve a lot of credit for that.
Yep.
Yeah. And I don't know, I don't know what else to say about it. Like, they were good posts. Sure. They were informative posts. I think it's clear that, I think there's going to be some headwinds in Las Vegas with COVID, and there's nothing anybody can do about that, frankly. But like, listen, like, they're doing what they need to do to get people to the tournament. They're doing what they need to do to get people excited about Tails. And like, listen, you can see this in all the Discords, right? Like, this was the week we all talked about Tails in Discord.
Which hasn't been happening.
It hasn't been happening at all. And it's because they gave us something to talk about. And I hope their takeaway from this week is Flesh and Blood has a very good following and a very dedicated following. Yes. We need to make sure we give them something to talk about.
Yep.
And just that little teaser, a little sample before next Wednesday's perfect.
Like, make sure Louis loses one game a week, and I will never leave Discord again. It is that simple.
So I think there's a difference too. Like, I was thinking about this because when Metazoo launched their card, they put out their first spoiler card, and it was like super early and whatever.
Oh, baby.
And I was like, this is different. Like, I was shocked. Like, it's different. It's different to put a card out and whatever. And what I realized, I think, is that the structure and the desire of LSS is to have like a reveal, like a shock, a suspense, a building up, an anticipation, and like the attitude of Metazoo, which is just, it's not better, it's not worse, is like, boom.
Surprise.
It's just like in your surprise. Surprise, more information. Surprise. It's just different. And like I like both of them. And I think honestly, like Metazoo, you've got bright red bordered cards. Surprise, right? And like Flesh and Blood, it's like this delicate, like, the spoilers are organized and
here's what
build
I will
off of one
Louis,
another.
That's great and all. Are you telling me you do not want glow in the dark Flesh and Blood cards? Because if so, you're a liar. If so, you're a liar. I want every card to glow in the dark. I might stop paying my electric bill just so I can light up my house with the next Metazoo set.
You still have to charge the lights.
No, you just stole my joke.
Where do you live? I got sunlight.
You stole my joke on our podcast.
No, you didn't say that.
I did it in a different group. It wasn't with us, but I did it before.
So I stole something I didn't know about. I guess that's a good point, Louis.
He's not in Discord.
Somebody posted about the MSRP updates at $140 a box, and they're like, "What do you guys think about this?" And I said, "I think it doesn't matter. I'm going to save tons of money on electricity. Those boxes are glow in the
dark." It's a really, really smart thought there, Louis. I appreciate your ingenuity there, thinking,
I mean, like, Louis, I get what you're saying, but I will say, like, when did Monarch release?
Was that March, April?
I think it was March.
Sure. It was actually beginning of April, end of March. Yeah.
So, like, there's just been a long time without a lot of Flesh and Blood content.
Yeah. But to be fair, there's been a long time without Flesh and Blood online content, but there has been big, events and the road to nationals and excitement.
Yeah, I mean, like, the problem is,
the difference.
It's hard to the problem is, like, it's once you dig into that information, you've dug into it, right? Like, once I'm like, oh, this hero's done well, this is their deck,
right?
There's not a lot, like, okay, like, maybe we can talk about strategy, but like, as I proved to you, boobs last week, there's not a lot of that conversation happening.
That's the first time.
I haven't been called a boob since like third grade.
What? I was gonna say like middle school. Yeah,
I mean, I agree with you, George, but like, I think also that there's another side of this. And again, like, you are team Metazoo and Fab are competing. I'm team Metazoo and Fab can both live, and I don't care about any other card game other than Genesis.
D-Spirit? D-Spirit anybody?
D-Spirit. Like, I'm talking more like Magic the Gathering. Like, I think that we are in a TCG renaissance where like we are seeing these new things pop up, and I think that
if you're listening to this podcast right now, you need to pause, timestamp, and then go over into the YouTube on KitchenTableTCG.
Like, now I know why you wear a hat. Underneath, there's nothing but rainbows and unicorns, and you got to keep them trapped in there. Like, your fantasy land where every CCG finds a home. I'm going to have D-Spirit next to Akora, next to Metazoo, next to Fab, next to Weiss, next to Yu-Gi-Oh, next to Final Fantasy.
I don't care about any of this.
They will all find a beautiful home in my 1,500 square foot store, and I will have player groups for all of them, and everybody will come far and wide to come see the secrets of Akora, learn what D-Spirits is. I can hardly wait to live in your fantasy, Louie.
Okay, Boomer, listen, I think...
It does not offend me. That does not offend me. That does not bother me, just so you know.
When you get offended by something I say, we have an issue.
Bingo.
That'll be the first time ever.
That is correct. That is correct.
I think that you are underestimating the power of online communities and the power of... Just listen, I think you're underestimating the power of organization and playing online. I think that... like for me, I don't see it as a competition. I see it as two different things. Where were we packing up on this? Oh, what I was gonna say is this. I think the people with flesh and blood, right? Like the road to nationals has taken so much time. People are diving deeply into the gameplay. They're investing hours of practice. Like there's the Team Kitchen Fable Discord server is like they literally play like almost every hour of every day. There's people playing the game. There's like 30 people in that server. Like they're all just Team Kitchen Fable and friends, and like there's like a game going on all the time. And I think like the point is like the road to nationals things has allowed flesh and blood players to grow deeper in their love for the game. And Metazoo, what they are doing is allowing their love for the game to grow wider with these announcements. And that's awesome. And not that there's not depth of growth in Metazoo, but it's just a different dynamic. And I
don't disagree. And again, like, let me be very clear here. LSS had a great week with social media. I think they're doing a lot of things right. I hope that in between Tales and Kingdoms, they do some more spoilers in between the sets. That's all I'm saying. Like, can you imagine if they just released the box art with like everything cut out of it? That would have been great.
Right.
They had done that 2 months ago.
It was kind of cool when they called it all Kingdoms and then it was Tales of Aria.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm curious of why that happened, but yeah.
It wasn't super good for the YouTube algorithms. It wasn't super good for the YouTube algorithms, but it was kind of cool as a community thing to be spooked.
I don't care about that nonsense. That's you whippersnapper stuff. I mean, like, I liked that. I thought that was a good move on their part.
You whippersnappers.
Like, I liked that it went from
get off my lawn.
Like I said, I love it.
This was old man.
I love it. It was. I was joking about the YouTube algorithm. My Wi-Fi.
Oh, I get it now because those idiots don't know how algorithms work. In your comments.
Why did you? Yeah. No. Yeah. Not.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Anyway. I meant like I have a bunch of Kingdoms video. I had a thing called never mind. Moving on. Spoiler season's going good. I think social media is going good. I think it's a huge win. Let's talk about 2,000 stores.
So they hit their 2,000 store, and I think that's a big achievement. The rumor I've been hearing from everybody is a ton of the growth is in Asia. Like that has been
that's what I've been hearing too.
That has been the big in the rumor mills, is that Asia is becoming fab country.
Well, that's interesting because I heard that it was West Virginia.
The four people. Like, does the Mothman play Fab? Is that what you're saying? I can believe that.
Yeah,
what other cryptids?
Mothman. We have Mothman. We have oh man, what's the fly?
We have Uncle Sam in South Carolina. In case anybody was wondering, we are patriotic.
We have the main guy. What's the?
Yeah, you have the guy that's sitting down, the blonde-haired guy.
I think Sam Sinclair.
Sam Sinclair.
Yeah, it's from Point Pleasant.
So
we're gonna edit that part out. We're gonna edit part out.
What? No, you got to leave that in. That was insightful nonsense from you. 2,000 stores. And it's funny, like, and I've heard I've heard this from somebody who I think would know that this is why LSS has not been focusing on the U.S. distribution issues as much, because they're just ramping up heavily into Asia.
Yeah,
interesting.
They probably need to kind of feed the market for Unlimited.
Yeah, I mean, like now what I don't know is like, I guess I don't know the Asian market at all. Like, are these stores taking Fab on? Are these new these new local card shops? Like, I don't know enough to know like how big Magic is in Asia, frankly.
Yeah,
like I know some big hitter collectors are out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I know some like real collectors are out there
for sure.
There's a huge like crypto scene there too. Like there's a huge
it was until China started to knock down on it. But I will say that Alan was showing a video of like how boxes there actually for first edition are about 100 USD right now for Tails.
We're moving.
So I'm just saying.
What language do they speak in Singapore?
I actually don't know that. Not a language that I can speak, that's for sure. I can't even speak English well. You guys are both researching
in Singapore.
We're looking at it.
Hey, Siri.
The official languages are Malay.
All right, English is an official language. We don't need to learn anything. Get in the jet. We're going. Tails to 100 in Singapore.
All you have to do, George, is just pay an extra $30 for them to ship it internationally, and they'll ship it for you. Alan did a whole video on this.
Customs is going to open every case and every box and be like, "Oh, look, it is cardboard."
That's what you should do, right?
No.
I was fine with it. I'm going to open the boxes anyway. Just ship them over.
2,000 stores is super impressive for a game that's been around for 2 years.
Was the announcement? Sorry. Go ahead.
I think that's something that needs to be celebrated and recognized as like there's growth that needs to happen, but there's growth that has already happened, and like now it's just like catching up to that growth, right? Like
I think it's it was a very weird thing to read, frankly, because I remember being like one of the first 15 stores in the United States to take it.
Yeah.
And like it was a very weird thing to think like this is where it's at now. And like it also explains some of their growing pains, right? Like that's a lot of stores that you have to support. That's a lot of stores you have to support. And also like frankly, like does the US deserve the first non-New Zealander? Like should that person be in Singapore?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like I don't know that. Like I guess I don't know enough about like
we don't know the distribution of stores. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and also like I mean like the US distribution is a mess, but like European distribution is even worse. Like I don't know what it's like in
Canadian's just one distributor, which is a whole thing.
Distribution, like what?
I've not heard great things.
What masochist opens an LGS in Canada? Like that seems like the cruelest universe in the world. First of all, it's always cold. I guess you do get poutine out of it. Sorry, Assad.
Vancouver's actually pretty mild, but you have to pay about $1 million for a store.
And like it's also just like you have a monopoly, and like this like random dude wrecks your day, and you're like, oh, great.
Thanks.
We have probably 5 to 6 players in my Thursday night armory that are from Canada. And every time one of them wins the prize support, I make a joke that says, "Sorry, I can't ship to Canada."
It's so expensive. It's so expensive.
And
it's every like $30 versus like $15 USD.
I've been running events now for 6 months, and every single week people laugh at that joke. Every single week.
Every time.
It like why? Why do you still laugh at this joke Thursday night? Why do you guys
funny
still
the first time? That's the sad part.
Right. The dad jokes. So one thing I want to like make sure is clear. It's 2,000 stores have gym accounts, correct? So they're getting product and they're doing events. So like there could be more than 2,000 stores that are stocking Fab, but it was my understanding that it was the specific 2,000 gym accounts that were store accounts and brick and mortars.
Yeah, I suspect those numbers are very close.
I don't disagree. I'm not in that bucket, but I'm one small store that's online and I'm an edge case. What I guess I'm trying to say though is it's an important distinguishing thing. Like there are 2,000 stores that are wanting to host and have armory kits and do games. Like that's awesome. To say like, let's say an average, what do you think the average number of players at a store that's play Fab? 5? Like if you were to average it across the board for all stores, 6?
Wait,
I'm talking about small store too.
That seems like a complete shot in the dark to me.
Oh, it absolutely is. That's all I do is shoot in the dark.
I mean, it seems like a complete shot in the dark. I mean, I have no clue. I have no clue what that number would be.
So I'm just saying it's really cool that that's 2,000 stores where people are playing a game and playing Fab. That's not 2,000 stores that are just selling it. And I think that's that's a nice way of them distinguishing it, is like these are physical gym accounts that we're tying this to. So I'm curious the distribution of stores across different regions and what accounts for the majority. I'm slightly biased, and I would have said the United States has the largest.
Oh, I'm sure we're still the largest. I'm sure of that. Like I can't imagine.
That's very American thing to say.
I'm sure we are.
I'm sure we're the best. But
we're number one in like Magic, we're number one in Pokemon, we're number one in everything. Like we love CCGs.
For the Road to Nationals, I think they had 175 Road to Nationals. Is that what it was? I remember.
Yeah, 125 in the US.
I think 100 were in the US. So I would be very shocked if we didn't have the most stores.
We're also a little more lax on COVID. You know, Australia, New Zealand are shut down. Europe's still going through it. And we're like, oh, this Delta variant's fine. You know, when that's not the case. So
Louis got to go travel. Be nice to Louis.
Yeah, I actually have to travel for work now too.
He won't travel for me, but he'll travel for somebody else.
I'm going to Vegas.
We're going all in.
Like the what's it called? MegaCon was different because my wife wasn't fully vaccinated yet, and so she is now because she was pregnant. She wanted to wait, so she's fully vaccinated now, and also she'll be like closer to having the baby then. So she'll probably have the baby while I'm in Vegas. That's gonna be horrible.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
I'm so hyped for that.
You're such a jerk.
I'm gonna drive up there to be there, and you'll be on the way home. I'm gonna.
That's all right, honey. You're doing great.
I got your back, Louis.
You're doing great, Mr. George. Keep it up.
The first time you meet my wife. Oh
God, I imagine she said, "Get the F out." Honestly.
No way. She'll be like, "I've heard so many things about you. You're so much better than Louis." I'll be like, I know.
I tell him that every single week.
That is so funny. Yeah, I don't know.
Bless your wife, Louis.
His first words are going to be Mondo 1K.
It's a she.
Her first words are going to be Mondo 1K.
There, whatever.
I think it makes my question about Monarch print runs questionable because I was saying Monarch print runs were going to be. What are you doing? Why are you eyeing me?
Waiting here to say what it takes for it to be Mondo 1K.
Oh,
I'm a simple man.
I think that 2,000 stores. I think a lot of them came in at Monarch. But
yeah, that's my gut too.
But 2,000
Monarch
stores,
Unlimited though, or Monarch First?
Well, like 2,000 stores. If you're at Monarch First Edition, and let's say the print run was, I thought the print run was going to be a little bit more than Crew. I think I said the print run was 45,000 or 40,000 or something.
I always thought that was crazy. I think it's 60 to 70.
Well, that's more than what you've said before because we've talked and you said it was 50 to 60. So you're up now another 10K. So 50 to 70K boxes is what you're thinking.
So let's 55. Call it 50. Let's call it 50. I mean, I can't do basic math.
Let's call it 60.
That's 25 a store, Louis. I'll help you. Good Lord. Good Lord. This was embarrassing. This is why. Oh, woo. Really, Louis?
He's doing it.
It was 25.
Woo. So, like, I don't know. I feel like that's.
We heard stores got 25 boxes because George got thousands. So.
Whoa.
But we also did not get thousands. But a huge number of that is at Chino Fireball. A huge number of that is at Star City Games. It makes me worry that the print run for Monarch Unlimited or Monarch First Edition was like 80, 90,000.
Why does that worry you? The market's reflecting that price.
I just worry that for you two because you guys are gonna definitely owe me a box of Crew.
Did we?
Not at this rate. One box is going up. One box is trending down, boss. That's all I'll tell you.
What Monarch if they're break even?
Monarch is not going up right now. I don't know what you're
a little bit. So
no.
It's still stagnant. It's stagnant between 250 300 a box.
It's a $250 to $275 box.
And is Crew going up or down? Is Crew going up or down?
Crew is going stagnant too. Crew's not going to dip below 700. No way.
But you guessed your market update. What did it go? Did it go up or down for sealed?
It went down like 5%, something like that. George, you are smoking a dream here, man.
Yeah. Unfortunately, George does not have a hat full of rainbows and unicorns.
Monarch. The unicorns are coming out of your brain, man. I can see it. I'm going to edit them right here. They're going to be unicorns flying out of your brain.
That's one of my favorite things about Rick Glassman's podcast is he edits in animations all the time, and that would be epic.
Yeah, he apparently cares way more than I do.
That's true.
How many videos a day does he make?
What?
How many what? He makes a video like a week usually, like a podcast, but he interviews celebrities and actually has a full production team, but it's fine.
Yeah, 14 videos for Flesh and Blood a week. So, but that's not enough for some people. It's all right.
This is why you don't read the comment section, boo-boo. This is why you don't read
I think that's what he meant to call us first time, but he called us boob the first time. I think he meant to call us boo-boos.
This is why you don't read the comment section. Because there is if you look at Louis' content and go, oh, geez, he doesn't do enough Flesh and Blood content, that says more about you than about Louis. Let me rephrase that. That says everything about you and nothing about Louis. I have begged this dodo bird to go down
chill the F out.
One video a day the entire time I've known him. Is that true, Louis?
I have promised all 4,000 subscribers who have taken the effort to subscribe to my channel and hit the button that I would put out 2 videos a day for Flesh and Blood.
And I think that is a stupid promise. That is a stupid promise that you should break, because you will break before your promise breaks. But that's not really my point of this. If you look at Louis' catalog and go, geez, I wish you would talk about Flesh and Blood, you need to look inside your soul and learn to count.
Yeah.
Because Louis can't. What do you?
Yeah, Louis can't.
YouTube
Louis
video?
like
He can't.
divided by 2.
He's so addicted right now. He's just watching his own videos.
I have 616 Flesh and Blood videos. Some of them are box openings, but 616 Flesh and Blood videos in 8 months. That's pretty cool.
Maybe you should do more, because I hear you're doing a bunch of other stuff now, Louis. Have you thought about that? That's not quite enough for me.
Don't worry. I have 14 Metazoo videos.
I don't like that so much. You should do a little more than that, to be honest with you. That's all right.
A lot of people like, what is this, a Metazoo channel? I'm like, I've seen like one Metazoo video all week, but it's fine.
I'll be honest. I need to do more Metazoo videos because your market updates just depress me.
Bring some joy up in here. Yeah.
You don't seem that.
Yeah.
I'm here trying to help your mental health by getting you to do 1 video a day. And you're like, I have an idea, George. I'll do 15 market updates a day, each one more depressing than the next.
That'll get all the viewers, all the people who want to see their cards going down the value. Anyway, I don't know. 2,000 stores, I think, is incredible. I think it's awesome.
It's great. Like, listen, I mean this. Like, I think it explains some stuff, right? Like, like that's a lot of growth. It explains it. And this was a great week for LSS. Louis said they get an A. I agree with him. And
I'm not this is not rate. This is, when did this podcast become Rate LSS podcast? And I think
it is. I think they deserve a lot of credit, not only for this week. I know Louis gave him an A already, but I think it is listen, they've achieved a lot. I think I think they know this. Like, the competition between these CCGs is now on. I know Louis doesn't admit it with his unicorn hat, but they are claiming stores as their stores.
Yeah.
And that is an important line in the battle. Now, listen, I suspect we'll see a store count from Metazoo coming out in the next couple months, probably after Nightfall. And I think that'll be an interesting number to see too.
Yep. Especially since there'll be different distributors in the mix now too. They've widened their net, if you will. So,
Genesis Genesis is in. I know we talked to Assad about this. He's in 150-ish stores. That's impressive for print run of 5 boxes.
It's true though.
That's 20 packs per store for Genesis.
Well, and their recent set sold out in a night for a lot of stores. Yeah, they're sorry, we don't have any more boxes for you.
I think that LSS should hire Joey in the United States.
I think that every game should hire Joey. I
think it's either Sonart or Sinert. I've talked to him and I can't remember.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Joey Goat. He's doing so much already to fuel the stores.
He has done so much already and has all
pro bono,
all the attitude that you need, all the love for the game. I think that there should be a short list of people who should be hired in the United States, and that list should just have Joey's name on it 7 times, and then the last 3 names are his name spelled backwards, and it says go look at number 1. he's done so much to help stores already. Look, at my Road to Nationals, people were talking about how they were at a store and he came in and taught them how to play with his whole
kit
and everything. Like, I think that kind of stuff. I mean, I think I think that's going to be what I was shocked by was 2,000 stores, and I think they said like 30 staff members, and like that's incredible. It's amazing, and it's super great. Put that 31st person and make it Joey, because I think like Joey could probably manage 400,000 stores because he's amazing.
What's that face, George?
Like you were going somewhere really strong and it just fell apart on you, and that's all right, boss. I appreciate
all we're saying, Joey does a phenomenal job onboarding stores into the game.
I agree.
He created a pro bono kit.
We call him Joey Goat for a reason.
He created a welcome kit where you can welcome players into the game. You can self-print it yourself. He did all the work himself. You just like download this PDF. And then boom, you can now start your own store with Flesh and Blood. Like, this is the kit that you should be giving players whenever they first join. Like, this should be in the welcome kit for all of Flesh and Blood's stores.
Like, I agree. Like, Joey is the best. Joey should get hired from LSS. Joey should actually get hired from the distributors, because he is actually really good at just making starter kits, and he should make it better for all CCGs. So Louis' dream of every store carrying every game can come to fruition.
It's true though. So, but yeah, I want to like, I don't know if that's what Joey wants to do. I've talked to him about it, but at a minimum, he loves the game and loves to share the game with other people.
Listen, let me be very clear. Like, Joey would be an amazing hire. Joey's great. I mean this. Like, I'm wondering if like LSS's first non-New Zealander / Australian hire is actually going to be in Singapore.
It's interesting.
Is the market so big? Well, what's interesting though is they're closer. Singapore is
that's my thing.
Closer.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and they could actually keep somebody in New Zealand that manages that Southeast Asian market a lot better.
I don't know what the distribution is like in Singapore. Like, I guess I don't know.
Well, I do think it goes straight from New Zealand up to wherever in Singapore. I've actually heard that if you go onto the Legend Story Studios website, I think they buy direct from Legend Story Studios if you're in Singapore. I'm checking right now.
There you go, George. Move to Singapore and you can get direct.
My pillow will not have a James White autograph underneath it, though.
If you're, no,
the sweetest of dreams.
It's actually called it's called Fable. FABLE is the name, and it is apparently I guess all they do is sell Flesh and Blood. It's a whole distributor that sells Flesh and Blood.
I'm calling them right after this podcast. I'll be like,
Hong Kong,
I have
Indonesia, anything Southeast Asia. What's interesting is China's not on this list, but Hong Kong, which is technically China, but not really, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Taiwan, and Thailand are all supported by Fable, FAYBLE, which seems to be completely oriented towards Fab.
Right. Give him a call, George.
Unless they make me
give him a call. Just buy a building in Singapore and give him a call. All right, are we ready for the Metazoo Minute? We're an hour in.
I don't know.
So first, I need to give a shout out to Full Circle 5 and 10 and an apology. I only remembered Blue Butterflies Discord, and they were awesome to meet at MegaCon without Louis again. And it was awesome to meet both of you. I actually have your poster still, and I love it. And they are two of Metazoo's biggest fans, and they have been in since the very beginning.
They've been long-term followers of the channel. They were around when I was 100 subscribers. Yeah.
Not sure about their judgment model over there, huh, George?
No, they said they like me best, so I know they're good people.
They did say that. I saw that.
Intro. Their first words to me like, "Oh my god, I loved your intro," so I know they're good people.
Yeah, they're gonna love this intro this week.
Well, the intro this week was gold. The intro this week is so
strong.
Good,
very strong.
The people's champion. All right, so we got to talk about it. Metazoo dropped a bunch of bombs this week. It is like that. It's like that Outkast song, "Bombs Over Baghdad." It is like bombs over Metazoo. And
some good bombs, some bad bombs, or all bad bombs.
You know what? Like, let's talk about it, because I think there's great bombs. I think there's some we got to discuss it bombs. So let's talk about the first good bombs. Glow in the dark.
Nothing else matters.
Amazing.
I will state this as somebody who has a design background with printers. Glow in the dark ink is not cheap.
I don't care. Make
Wow.
everything glow in the dark. Why?
I agree with Louis, and I'm so sad.
I don't understand why we go anywhere and don't have glow in the dark everything.
Yep.
Like, why is the whole world not glow in the dark? It's the greatest thing invented.
Let's also say this. That is totally, I think, Louis and I's generation. Sorry, George. Glow in the dark stuff. Like 90s were like glow in the dark everything. It's when like glow in the dark everything became epic.
I'm all for George being ancient and not understanding what glow in the dark is. But like, I think that nobody cares. Everyone likes glow in the dark. My grandma my grandma will probably buy a box of Metazoo, and she has, she's in the anyway, like
she's in West Virginia.
It's amazing.
Glow in the dark is I love the new foiling. They have that special foiling.
Yes, they're doing now. It makes you wonder, like, are they going to do unique foiling for each set?
Yeah,
which is pretty awesome.
Yep.
Actually, they're not going to just do like this vanilla like star foiling. They're going to alternate it.
Metazoo foiling is goat foiling.
Doesn't matter to me.
Well, what do you mean?
Glow in the dark boxes. Nothing matters.
But what matters is what's inside the box as well. No,
everything matters.
Yes.
No, like I don't.
It's a great experience. Glow in the dark nostalgia. Open up nostalgia. Like cards, awesome.
You could put blank cards that glow in the dark in the boxes, and I would buy them. Like, listen, you're gonna see people like me, and like I'm gonna buy the box, and then I'm gonna open it, and I'm not gonna throw away the box. The box
I think
is
that's
gonna
absolutely true. I was thinking that too. I'm just gonna have like the wall art.
The box is gonna be the walls of my home. Like I'm gonna make a whole glow in the dark for my daughter of Metazoo boxes. It's gonna be fantastic.
And I will make one with your newborn when you're in Las Vegas. It'll be great. So
actually, what you could do is start to prepare the kids' room and put the glow in the dark boxes just pasted into the ceiling, so when they go to sleep at night, they can see glow in the dark Metazoo.
I will again say, and nobody likes it when I say it, Mike is like the marketing guru.
Dude,
Mike is just like, how do I like? The moon is not high enough for me. I gotta touch the rings of Saturn.
I gotta go to Mars. Keep going.
And like Mike, just like he gets the market, man. Like Mike gets the market.
The foiling's cool. I love the idea that every set will have a different foil. They have like that secret foil thing. That's
now,
like
here's the big question. Here's the hot tea. Here's the big. If I could ask, here's the question I have for Mike.
Hot tea.
Will second edition have different foiling than first edition?
Or maybe no glow in the dark boxes.
Get on that. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
I think, should we like distinguish different editions with different treatments?
Yes. I want third edition to be just cold foiling every card.
Just like MH2, just like full cold foil card.
No. God, no. I mean good cold foiling, not like, oh, look, if you get out your magnifying glass and hold it at the right angle, you can see a speck of cold foiling. Bam, Magic the Gathering.
I honestly, there have been two things with Metazoo this week that have stood out to me. The number one was Steve Aoki posting a photo with Logan Paul on his Instagram, and like I don't have very.
I don't know if
people,
I can handle that.
I don't have very many people on notification. In fact, I think I have like 2 people on notification. Steve Aoki is one of them because, like, if Steve Aoki does something with Metazoo, I want to know about it. You are not on notification, George. Sorry. You don't
only
post
like
anything
once every
relevant.
week. Maybe once a year.
Your Instagram is
once
something
a week.
about
Are you kidding me?
Your Instagram is something about arcades, and you post pictures of watches. That's not even on brand.
Right,
anyway,
that's on his brand.
So the that picture and then the glow in the dark boxes, and honestly, I don't know what would be better for the market. Logan Paul opening a box of Metazoo. I don't know what would be better for the market. Logan Paul opening a box of Metazoo or the glow in the dark boxes. In my opinion,
Logan, if Logan Paul, when Logan Paul opens a box of Kickstarter.
So here's my concern.
Glow in the dark boxes, everyone.
This is
glow
not
in the dark boxes.
Logan Paul, when he opened Metazoo, it mooned like crazy.
Pokemon.
But did I say Metazoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, brain. Pokemon, it mooned like crazy, but in a very unhealthy way.
Well, yeah.
What do you like? What would unhealthy about it?
The fact that, like, how much was a Charizard at the peak?
$1 billion.
So what? Like, I mean, like a Serena Williams rookie card was 3,000. Now it's 300. That wasn't unhealthy. People bought stupidly. That's not unhealthy. Good for them.
Listen,
well, so was a heart was like 100K, and now it's like 20. But it's fine.
I hate that argument too, Mitch. Like, no offense, I hate that argument because it was also it was also the middle of COVID. It was also
I get it.
It's
about to be the middle of COVID again.
Oh gosh, please don't.
You are hyping up this Delta, man. You better have Delta stocked while you're hyping up Delta. That's all I'll tell you.
I know somebody who died this week, just to be a little Debbie Downer, and so that's why I'm just keeping it real. Like, this is a serious thing. People are dying left and right. Not. I'm just saying.
Louis, you're traveling around. You're traveling around. I'm staying home.
Oh,
that's true.
Yeah.
I think the Logan Paul thing with Pokemon was obviously huge, and obviously there was a hype
for sure
result in it. But like, there was a lot of other factors that like contributed
I don't
to
disagree.
The weird market.
Like, when Logan Paul opens up a box of Kickstarter, of which there's like 15 boxes left in the universe.
George has all of them apparently.
Like
Logan Paul, if you need a box, George can give you one at cost, maybe.
No. Logan Paul can afford to pay me my asking price. That's all I'll tell you. Right.
My thought is you give him one for free, and now your boxes are worth 2x, 3x what you paid for. It'll be fine.
If Logan Paul opens up a box of Kickstarter, it will not be 2x.
That's my joke.
It is going to be way more.
I think, yeah.
Like,
and just to think I was going to sell a Kickstarter box.
Up Kickstarter. And what else could he open up? Like, what else? Like, Logan Paul is not going to open up first edition, I don't think.
He could open up the first box ever. He could spoil the new set of the next set.
Oh, baby, bring me home. Bring me home.
Oh,
like those boxes. Like, I mean this. If Logan Paul opens up Kickstarter, my Kickstarter boxes will be worth more than my house, and it won't be close. I'm not ready.
Is that base at Pokemon Day?
I mean, like,
what does that say about your house?
Yeah,
nothing good. Like Logan Paul opening up Metazoo would just be banana pants. It would be banana pants.
Fresno.
If they do that, and if it hasn't happened by the time that we post this podcast, because you guys know how this podcast goes.
Yes, we predict the future.
It's Tuesday. We're recording this podcast on Tuesday. We're gonna get it
on
all
Thursday.
Edited, get it all uploaded, and it's gonna be Thursday morning. And Logan Paul's gonna post a video opening Metazoo, and then we're gonna be like,
George is gonna be running down the street in his like. Yeah. Like, I'm going to go to jail because everybody's going to think I have lost my mind.
I think whenever they do that, they have to have second edition out. I don't know. Like,
do it tomorrow, Mike. Don't listen to Louis. He's bad for you. Let's get this show on the road, baby. Like, Logan Paul, he's not fighting anybody for a little bit. That dude has some time to open up a Kickstarter box this month and a second edition box when it releases. Don't listen to Louis. He's bad for you. Get that dude to open multiple boxes.
I just want these poor people who want to play the game to be able to get the cards. And if Logan Paul opens up a box,
were a Channel Fireball for $150 for months. If they wanted to buy boxes, they had their chance. At some point, we got to say, you missed your boat.
Why don't we do this?
I have never opened a box of Magic the Gathering Alpha. I haven't done it. I likely never will. I don't think you need to wait until, and I don't think it's on Logan Paul to make it so I can afford to open a box of Magic the Gathering Alpha.
That's fair.
Like, let's get this show on the road, baby. Let's touch Saturn with a touch of Jupiter. Touch of Jupiter in her hair, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What? That's that song.
Is this another
drop of Jupiter? Yeah, Mick gets it. That better be the intro song.
This podcast gets worse every week.
I actually agree with that. Bless you all for listening.
This is the first. All right, so the other news, the news that I think is like spicier, is like $140 MSRP.
Yep.
Yeah.
And here's what I don't know, and this is to me I think the big question that I wonder if Mike will answer. I'm wondering if this is a way to make it so that LGSs can sell at closer prices to Channel Fireball. Because they were at $150, and we were told that Mike will come into our house with a machete, steal your James White card, and chop you up if he sees you selling at $100 and one penny. And so, like, I did not do that because I did not want Metazoo Mike to come into my home, steal my James White card, and chop me up with a machete. I was against that. I still am against that, in case you're listening, Mike. But, like, Channel Fireball clearly went bonkers and was like 150, 250, 500, 20,000.
And everybody was still buying them. Yeah.
Everybody was still buying them. And so, like, I'm wondering if this is their way to get it so that I can charge 140, because I think Channel Fireball will still charge 150.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, as people who are selling boxes, that would be great. But I think the concern there is, what if that's not the case and box prices go up for stores?
Oh, I will be stunned if my box price does not go up on Nightfall compared to first edition. I wouldn't expect it. I would expect it to.
Listen, I'll say this for the 5th time. It doesn't matter, because I'm going to save so much money on not having to power my house with electricity. Because
it was funny when I said it the first time, boss.
The boxes are
keep it dark. Repeat the joke again, maybe at the end. It'll be good.
It's worth it. It's all worth it for glow in the dark boxes. I'll pay more money.
Very funny, Louis. It's a great joke.
What are we going to see the next bundle?
I don't know.
It is up to Metazoo Mike.
The best. Dude,
Whatever,
check out
Mike,
this mat.
I think that the box prices are interesting. I think that it's what is he doing? I think that it's he's showing off my mat. Yay, captainsmarket.com. Go buy one. I think that the box prices are interesting. Like, I think it's an interesting thought. It's right before 2nd edition. Is this going to affect 2nd edition boxes? That's a question I have.
That is that's actually a really good question, because I do want. I'm like, even though, God, like, what are first edition boxes now? Like $500 still, 450, 500.
Yeah, I think 450 probably is a safe bet.
Yeah, 425 as of today.
2nd edition would still probably sell at 140 if I had it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, and that's MSRP, right? So I think it ultimately just depends on distribution costs.
Genesis did very well. There's no MSRP, but there is MAP.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, because, like, frankly, MSRP doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah. No, it really doesn't.
Unless you're Metazoo Mike and you threaten to come into my house, steal my James White card, and butcher me up, then MSRP matters a lot. But for literally any other card game, MSRP is, like, silly, right? Like, I can't, like, do any of you want to buy my Monarch Unlimited boxes at $96 a box? If so, hit me up at fleshandblood.com and I will sell you as many.
You'll actually put boxes on the site.
Baby, if you're like, George, Monarch Unlimited, $96 a box, I'll sell it. Like, I will find you boxes. Like, nobody's buying it at the manufacturer suggested retail price. And, like, frankly, nobody's selling tails right now at MSRP either.
Right.
Like, so, like, what does MSRP really do for us other than make customers and stores sad, right? Because I'm sad I can't sell unlimited at MSRP, and customers said they can't buy first edition MSRP.
I am okay with more expensive first edition boxes if it results in cool things like glow in the dark or the different foiling, and they have the 2nd edition boxes that are cheaper and more accessible and don't include those things. I think that that's an interesting way to do it. Like, we've said this, first edition for Flesh and Blood could be more expensive, and, you know, allow LSS to make more money and allow whatever. And if they do that, like, where the first edition boxes are more money, but they give you this, like, more collectible, it's more whatever, then I think there's a win there. The issue is, I mean, the print run's already bigger for first edition or for Nightfall than it is for first edition, and now the increased price is interesting. So I think it'll be wild. I'm really interested to see what, like, the cost price is for stores.
Getting attacked by a fly, dude.
Yeah, there's a fly going on. But I don't know. The glow in the dark thing makes it different for me. I'm not gonna lie.
You're like, I'll pay whatever I need. I'll pay $150 a box for glow in the dark. Whatever you need, Mike.
I think this is Metazoo Mike's bet, right? Is that, like, there is so much extra bonus coolness in that box that the price doesn't matter.
What if the map is glow in the dark on the inside?
What if you can play the cards that are glow in the dark and you turn off the light to play your turn?
What if that's the fourth wall? What if that's the fourth wall?
Yeah, and your cards glow in the dark. It can be cool. I mean,
I will say this, Louis. If your next mat is not glow in the dark, you're dead to me.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Well, you need to work on it.
Call Mike.
Mike, how do I get glow in the dark Metazoo?
My bundle is going to be like
I guarantee he's already looked into it. I guarantee he's already looked into it.
Anyway, so I think the pricing it shocked me. That announcement shocked me, and he knew that it was going to shock people. He said, "I'm sorry, guys," on the bottom of it. He knew that.
And this is like this is Mike's secret sauce. His connection to the community is like stronger than anybody else I can think of from a designer perspective.
For sure.
Maybe Assad.
Assad's hyper connected.
But there's also like they have very different print runs.
At scale, for him to be this connected and intertwined with the community is still impressive.
I mean, like I texted with Mike today. I had a question for Mike. I texted him. He got back. Like I was in the middle of typing and Mike is texting back. Like Mike is super connected. I think he knew that like there would be some people concerned about the price increase. But I am somewhat convinced this is going to be good for LGSs. Mainly because I do think it makes us more competitive with the big dogs.
I think the other thing too that we haven't mentioned is the transparency. This wasn't some like article they posted up on their website. They went to their Discord and shared it with their Discord community first. And we're extremely transparent. Yeah, well, of course, that's how Metazoo Mike does it. But I think just the transparency there, the why, here's what the prices are going to be. I think that's a bold move. I think it was really great that he shared that. And I appreciate the transparency as somebody. Were people upset about it? Yeah, I think so. But I think at the end of the day, the fact that they're actually transparent about it and up front of like why this is happening, I think deserves some credit. So
I don't have enough information to be upset right now.
I'm not upset yet. I'm not upset at all. I mean, like, I think, listen, like, I don't. This has always been my argument. Like, if you're going to add that much cost to the box, you got to pass it on.
Right.
Like that's like the cold hard facts of economics, right? Mike's not going to lose money on his boxes.
Right.
I don't think that the market won't buy them for 140.
No, I will guarantee. If Mike called me today and said, "George, I can get you 5,000 boxes," I would take them all and I would sell out in roughly 5 minutes.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it is that simple. Like I told it 140, I'd sell out at 240. Is my honest gut.
As long as there's additional value added, I think it's okay. What my current concern is like second edition, if it's not going to have these bonus things, which I think would be cool. One way I thought maybe to keep the cost down potentially, and I kind of really like this idea, is take your glow in the dark boxes, make your case size 6, and 1 in every 6 boxes is glow in the dark. And then the people who want glow in the dark boxes, it's like more of a collectible thing, but the people who want cheaper boxes, it would keep the cost price down. But just a thought. George doesn't like that.
Glow in the dark for the people.
There you go.
Let's also talk about they have a Metazoo corporate building now in Nevada too, right?
Yeah, Mike moved.
They have a whole. Did he move a second time?
No.
They're not
like
I thought he was in California.
Yeah, like every retail space in Nevada from the look of that picture. Good Lord.
I hope that there's like a massive room for the artist to just be making these massive art pieces.
He said that the day after they bought that space, because he shared the address, they had to line up the door. And he's like, guys, this is a corporate office. This is not a retail space.
I will say that was like the funniest thing at MegaCon was like the line around Metazoo's booth was just like bananas every day.
That's awesome. So the hype is real.
Like looking for like, oh, what's this artist drawing now? It's just gonna be a Nightfall. Like
because they were teasing Nightfall. Poncho was there teasing it, right?
Mike gets marketing. Like Mike understands hype. Mike understands the CCG world. Like I said this, I've now said this for 5 weeks in a row now. Mike is somebody who's like going to Saturn.
Good stuff. Well, anything else we got to talk about, fellas?
No. May the Bone Zone be with you.
That
was a good interview, by the way.
That was a great interview. Yeah,
I enjoyed that. Well done, Jordan.
I'm not participating in it.
Jordan was the one who led that interview, not George.
I'm not stealing Jordan. Yeah, Jordan's thunder. I hope you guys have a great day. Remember, kind of people around you, and may the zoo be with you.
And also with you.